I'm going to show you the very best thing about this new Volkswagen Golf GTI Mk8.5. It is the fact that they have rated the 2-litre turbocharged petrol engine from 245 horsepower in the Mark 8 to now 265 horsepower here in the 8.5. They do still have the same 370 newton meters of torque. But what does this mean in terms of acceleration? Let's find out. I said it a bit harsh. Let's see how quick this GTI is on the launch. So I'm going to time it from 0 to 60 and over the stunning quarter mile. Left foot on the brake, draw the throttle. Oh, the traction control managed that really well. Oh, 0 to 60, 5.43, that's good. Silly speed limit warning sign beeping away. Here comes the quarter mile. 13.91, it's not bad. Volkswagen has also fitted the GTI with upgraded brakes. They have 17-inch discs at the front and 17 inches at the back. If you go for the Club Sport version of this car, which actually has 300 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque, then you get bigger brakes, 18-inch discs at the front. Anyway, let's check out the performance of these brakes. Time for a brake test. Let's see what distance this car takes to stop from 60 miles an hour. I'm looking for around 33 meters. Here comes the line. That was 2-foot braking. What did we get? 33 meters, bang on. I'm happy with that. The GTI's upgraded suspension over the standard Golf, so you've got uprated springs and dampers and a low ride height too. You can of course upgrade to adaptive dampers like on the standard Golf, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different stages. Now the GTI ones obviously operate towards a sportier end of the scale, but the comfort is soft enough that it really does make the car easy to live with every day, and the Hardcore Sporty is sportier than the sportiest setting of the normal standard dampers. If you get one on about, you probably don't, because I'm starting to mutter rubbish. Anyway, just get them. They improve the car, they just do. They're worth the extra money. The GTI comes with a front limited slip differential as standard. However, it's electronically controlled, which means you can get the best of both worlds. So when you want it to act like an open diff, it will do that. So you don't have any of the downsides of a normal locking differential. But when you want it to lock up, then it will do that too. So you get maximum traction when exiting turns. The GTI gets Volkswagen's progressive steering as standard. That means it takes less than 1, not even 2 turns to go from lock to lock. The result is that at low speed corners there's less like wheel twirling, so really good for hairpin turns. But when you're actually just driving along or just doing like sweeping turns, it's less sensitive. The steering wheel is in this sort of area, so the car feels nice and stable. The GTI now gets the V-Car Dynamics Manager, which was previously just reserved for the Club Sport version. Now what that does is take all the information from the car's parameters, and then it controls the EDIF, the steering, the ESC for optimum driving performance. It's far too clever for me actually. Right, let's check out the handling prowess of this Golf GTI. So I'm going to be in manual mode for the gearbox. Well, see what it's like. It moves about a bit. Now I've got the stability on. What I'm going to do is press that button. Stability. Stability control off, and you can. You can feel the car. It gets a bit lively, but still predictable. That's one of the good things about the Golf GTI. So well balanced. I mean, I'm understeering like crazy here. Let's try in a corner, so lift off a bit. Still a bit understeery. Let's try this one, get the nose in. Oh, it will rotate a bit. This DSG gearbox is fairly quick on the upshift. Can be a little delay on the downs, but hardly at all. It's pretty good for this kind of stuff. And this is how I'd always drive it from having fun, right? I'm never going to put it in automatic mode, even though it's probably actually more effective. Now, one of the things that's impressive is that even though I'm in sports mode and it's set the dampers in their sports setting, it still feels like quite a soft compliant car. It's a good thing. It's also a slight bad thing. You know, for a hot hatch, you do want it to be a little bit more raucous and hardcore. What I'm going to do then is actually go into the mode button, individual, put the damping into fully hard, everything into sport. Don't know what these things mean in German, but sport, regardless. The auto cruise, sport. Okay, I don't know what. Okay. No! Put everything into bloody comfort again. Stupid thing. I wish I could speak German. Right, yeah. Don't press that button. It's probably reset or something. There we go. We're fully sport now, and fully sport dampers. Right, let's give it another go. Get off that screen just in case it all goes to toss. Do you know what? I don't think that's made the dampers feel any... You know, it's pretty good, and I do like the steering in this car. But it's still a little bit on the soft side for me. I drove the previous generation, the Mark 8 Club Sport recently, and that, honestly, it just feels a load better. Plenty of understeer, bad driving, get the nose in. Oh, no, I definitely think on a track this is going to be way too soft. On a twisty road, it's fairly compliant. You're going to appreciate some of the soft suspension, but it doesn't have that hard edge feel that you sometimes get with other hot hatches. But then the GTI has always been this middle ground. I'm looking forward to driving the Club Sport because the Mark 8, honestly, how much sharper that feels than this car. It's quite a difference, and I'd definitely go for the Club Sport over this. And really, if I wanted a daily driver with all-round capability, Golf R with its all-wheel drive and more power is just going to do the job. The Golf GTI starts from £38,900, though you can save an average of around £1,800 of one through CarWow. However, they will release the Club Sport version, which will have uprated suspension, look slightly cooler, more performance, and that will be about £2,000 more than the standard GTI. And eventually they'll release the new Golf R as well, and that will probably be a further £2,000. So you can go from the normal GTI to a Golf R with four-wheel drive, more power, for just £4,000. I say just, but really you are getting a lot for an extra £4,000. The GTI is marked out over the standard Golf by some key differences. So it has a more aggressive lower bumper, and it's slightly different on this 8.5 compared to the previous generation Mark 8. You also have GTI badging here, and I quite like this. So they've changed the light design slightly, and let's just turn the lights on. You'll see that you get an illuminated VW badge. You have a DRL strip in there. It's so bright you can't really see it, but at night that illuminates there. Now moving down the side, you have 18-inch alloy wheels as standard. These are the upgraded 19s, and you get these if you pay extra for the adaptive chassis control, which is the adaptive dampers. So you've got GTI badging there, contrasting black mirrors, you've got black side skirt down there. Like this red paint, by the way, suits the GTI. And we've got little red brake calipers as well. All ties in very nicely. Here at the back, we've got some redesigned tail lights over the previous generation GTI. Not very sporty. You've got your GTI badging there. Little roof spoiler. If you have the Club Sport, you've got a bigger spoiler. Now down at the bottom, they've redesigned the rear bumper over the standard Golf. And once again, it's slightly different to the previous generation GTI as well. You get twin exhaust pipes. If you go for the Club Sport, you can upgrade to an Akrapovic exhaust. You can't on the standard GTI. Also, the GTI has this kind of fake diffusery thing going on here. The Club Sport version is more aggressive looking. Anyway, one of the things I've always liked about the Golf GTI is that it looks sporty, but not overtly so. It's quite a neat and tidy, yet desirable looking car. It can be all things to all people. Here on the inside, upgrades to the GTI include the GTI tartan seats. These are nice. You've got some GTI stitching there. And look, ISOFIX anchor points. So cool, but also practical. You also get a GTI steering wheel, and lo and behold, just like on the latest Golf, they got rid of the touch sensitive buttons here on the steering wheel, which are annoying, and now they're physical pressy buttons. So you're less likely to accidentally flick through a menu when you didn't want to. The GTI also has brushed stainless steel pedals, lovely. But really that's about it. Oh, apart from this, look! You got the GTI badge there on the dials. And of course, the dials have this red theme, though if you don't like red and you kind of wish you bought a Golf R and all the things were blue, look at this. With this new upgraded infotainment system like you get on the 8.5 Golf, you can change the colour of the ambient lighting, and it does change the colour of the dials. So let me just do this, look. Change that one and that one, look. And now we've got blue dials. So let's cycle through to some of the other views. Couldn't do this on the old GTI. Look, we've now got blue dials. I can pretend I'm in a Golf R. I'm still going to wish I had the Golf R. Sorry, GTI fans. Anyway, back to this new infotainment system. Like I say, it's the same as on the standard Golf, so it's upgraded over the previous one. Less of a hassle. You still have these annoying slider buttons for the climate, and to get into the main climate menu, you have to press this button down here and then do it through the screen. Bit of an arse still, rather than physical buttons. But it's generally a bit easier to use than before and more responsive, though it's still not the fastest in the world. Come on, kart. Yeah, but still, it's not that bad, is it? And that's pretty much it. That's all you need to know. Oh, I forgot this, the red stitching. A little bit of extra red stitching to remind you that you got the GTI. Nice. People in the back also get to enjoy some GTI-ness. So look, there's tartan seats back here as well. Now, headroom is pretty good. However, knee room is a little bit on the tight side. However, this is still practical enough for a performance car. It's the same story with the boot. So 374 litre space, which is towards the smaller end of these kind of hatchbacks, but it's a nice square useful shape. Though the GTI's boot is 7 litres less than the standard cars, and I think it's because of this here. That appears to be some form of like bass speaker for the sound system. Anyway, that brings me to 5 annoying things about the Golf GTI. These wide back GTI sports seats do impair the vision for people in the rear, so it's a bit hard to look out the front window, and that can make you feel a bit car sick. I'm speaking from experience. The Golf GTI has a sports exhaust. Rev it up. One more. Okay. So it does sound better than a standard, you know, everyday Golf's exhaust. Now that was it in comfort mode. Put it into sports. Right, that should make it a bit louder. So rev it up now. Oh. That sounds a lot better. The problem is though, the soft limiter. Rev it up. So how much better would that sound if you could rev it all the way? Also, it's a bit of a shame that with the standard Golf, you can't pay extra for the Akrapovic exhaust, because that sounds even better. You can only get it on that Club Sport. Dull. You can't get any version of the Golf GTI anymore as a manual. So no more famous golf ball gear knob, just the same little toggle lever that you get in every other normal Golf. Even though you may have the car in manual mode, it will auto change up. Watch this. So I'm in first gear, flooring it. Look, it says it's in manual, yeah, it's changing up itself. That is not fully manual. I want full control. I want to be able to have the car pinging off the limiter if I cock up a gear change. Manual should be manual. In the Golf R, you have the drive mode select button here on the steering wheel, so you can just press it very easily when you're driving along. However, in the GTI, it's here, like on every other Golf. So seeing as it's like not a physical button but a touchpad, you're sort of like, oh no, and you're taking your eyes off the road far too long. Why can't we just have the button on the steering wheel, eh? No, I've got the car in comfort mode, and as a daily driver, this is where the GTI really just excels. You wouldn't know that it was a sporty model apart from the GTI logo on there. It's just so easy to live with, and obviously with the auto cruise control and stuff like that, it will brake, it will steer to keep you in lane. It really is chilled, and it's well insulated as well, and with these adaptive dampers in their comfy setting. I mean, it rides over bumps so very well. It's incredible, really. And in the corners, compared to a standard car, it just grips better. But you don't feel like it's really hardcore sporty, which in some ways is a benefit, but at the same time is also a bit of a shame. But I guess the people who want a Golf GTI know all about this, and they just like the badge, they like the look of it, they like the extra sporty elements, and they know that it's got extra performance over a standard Golf. But for me, in terms of hot hatches now, it's not where I'd be shopping. So then, what's my final verdict on the Volkswagen Golf GTI? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, with this normal GTI, I think you should consider it. You know, it really is a good all-round performance car. However, I would have said shortlist it, or maybe even buy it, if it wasn't for the fact that for just £2,000 more, you could get the Club Sport, which is going to be a better car. And for a further £2,000 on top of that, you could get the Golf R, which I would say either shortlist or go right ahead and buy. So really, this standard GTI just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't recommend it. Don't get it, pay the extra and get the slightly better versions of the Golf performance models. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that verdict made sense to you. If you did, give it a like. Alternatively, let me know what you think of my verdict in the comments. To watch some other videos, just click on the video windows. And if you want to sell your car the easy way, then click on the CarWow logo. All you have to do is upload some photos, give a description, then dealers all across the country will bid on it. See you next time.